key monastery is around 600 years old. Currently we have about 300 monks residing in the monastery, from 7 years old monks till to over 80 years old monks. And then we need to provide food to the monks and education and accommodations to all the monks, and 3 times meal each monks. In the education field, we provide opportunities for the basic education, modern education as well as traditional education, and then for adult monks, philosophy teachings, and then higher Dharma practices and meditations. So all these facilities we have to provide. The monastery is situated on a remote high altitude, about 13,800 feet high from the sea level. And we have very long winter, very cold long winter, because in the winters temperature goes down like minus 20, 25, sometimes minus 40. So it's very cold, and then we lack of heating system in the whole area, not only in the monastery, the whole Spiti Valley, and we have a very poor, weak electricity supply, because sometimes in winters we don't get electricity at all for weeks. But Indian government supply subsidized firewood for the winter, but that is also not so enough to heat up all the rooms, because we have so many students and so many rooms in the hostel. So we think to solve this problem, for the time being, there's what I can see, one option is solar energy. So if we can supply to the monastery for electricity and some kind of heating system, that would be very nice. So we are thinking for this project. Under Key Monastery, we have 18 different villages, and we get donations from the villagers since long ago. Farmers, they grow barley flowers and green peas and black peas. They donate barley, and sometimes they barley flowers and then green peas. So through that, we use a lot of barley flour to make soups and so forth. We eat dough out of barley flour. Nowadays we have to buy rice and vegetables and fruits, and sometimes we exchange barley products with fruits in Kinnaur, vegetables in Kinnaur, that is the nearby valley. So we get all those supplies from there, and we also buy from the market rice, sugar, milk, whatever, And we keep cows for milking, and that is how we supply food to the monks at the monastery. One day the monastery can consume around 32 kilograms of rice per meal. Normally the meals are prepared by a group of monks and some helpers for lunch and for dinner. And breakfast we provide barley flowers. The whole day 2 bags. During summertime, all the lamas are eating on the rooftop. During winter time, they eat their meals on their own beds because there is no shelter on the rooftop. But elder monks, they take from the kitchen and then they go to their rooms. But the students in the hostel rooms, they eat their food on their bed. Yeah, we hope to build a dining hall that can accommodate all the monks, the old monks and young lamas of the monastery. Yeah, the current living conditions are not very conducive. We have 31 Lama students living in one hall, and then there are 17 Lamas another hall, and then 9-10 Lamas in one room. And the other side we have about 19 different rooms where we accommodate 7 Lamas each room. The problem with the current living condition is the sick are prone to spread diseases. They also study on their beds, and most of the time they cannot concentrate on the subject because there are a lot of noises going around. We do hope to raise enough fund to build hostel rooms. We can accommodate 2 lamas in each room. We have all age of lamas, like over 80 years old and 75 years old. Some are sick, some are not feeling well, some are very weak. So they have problems. They have to go, since the monastery is situated on a hill, so they have to go to the kitchen on top of the monastery to fetch their food and then go back to their rooms. So sometimes it's very difficult for them. And then on top of that, then if they get sick, there's nobody to look after them, and they can't take care of themselves, washing clothes and so forth. And in the future, we are hoping to build an old age home for the most senior monks of the monastery, so that we can provide helpers to wash clothes, bring the foods for them. And when they're sick, they can nurse them. Because sometimes, the very old monks, and then since they cannot take care of themselves, so they become desperate to go back to their families in the different villages. And so even in the villages, sometimes the families are, if they are compassionate, then it's good. But everywhere we find a different nature of people, so the family members or the relatives, they don't take good care of those old monks. Some young monks, they think these old monks are useless. So there's a big problem. So we need to fundraise.